intended. Pass for Williams. He got it. To the end zone, leaping catch, Couch, touchdown.
Sonnentag Center for your Eau Claire Axeman's first home game of the season, going off today against the Arkansas Diamonds. Hello everyone, I'm Daniel Zahn, and we got you covered for a great matchup today. And right now, the Eau Claire Axemen and the Arkansas Diamonds are going into the middle for that coin toss. But first, let's take a look at some of your featured players here today. Malik Gaylord last week, even though they had a little bit of a loss for the Eau Claire Axemen, falling just by 16 points, he really was able to show out today. 247, 6 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. Not the greatest of numbers, as you could tell, only 16-point differential at the end of that one, but he was still able to make things happen for the Eau Claire Axemen, and they're going to really need it today against the Diamonds if they're going to hope to have another win, or their first win of the season, I should say. Malik Gaylord out there. He was a great quarterback for them he wasn't there for them last season, but he's here for them this season, and he was able to really light up the field. He's a great scrambler as well as a great thrower of the football. He can really let it go downfield, and as you can see there, warming up with some of his teammates down on the field, he is going to be he's going to be that feature player of the week for this team. If everything goes right for this team, it's because they have that guy out there on the field. He can really make things happen. But looking at the Arkansas Diamonds now, Troy Evans Jr., he was a great player for them this last week, really making things happen, or Jordan Ambrose, I should say, really making things happen this last week. 3 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions on that one, and they're going to really need him to step up today. He didn't have the most amount of yards on the field, however, he did make things happen. As you can see right here, look at him scramble, find that little divot in there and set up and throw, and he has that kind of an arm to really make those things happen here as we get ready to kick this, or as we get ready to throw this thing off. Biggest difference between this and some of the other football that you may be remembering, especially college football, is they throw off here. They don't kick off. Welcome back, and here we are ready to start this thing off. We got one throwing to one. Returning this one for the Eau Claire Axemen is Marcelino Butler Jr. from Macomb High School. He's a very shifty guy out there. He gets a few blocks, and he can really take this thing to the house. So if you're looking at number one on the other team, you got to really throw this thing out of bounds or try and find some way to make sure it's not returnable for this guy. Back to throw. Fires that one. And it's not returnable. Flag out. And that's how we're going to start off this home game here for the Eau Claire Axemen. Unreturnable ball sent out of bounds, and that means the Axemen's going to get the ball down close towards the 20-25 yard line. A massive big gain for them. Really sets them up here. And as you can tell, shorter field, much shorter than another football field out there, and that means there's just going to be a ton of scoring out here today. What's going to be the big difference is how these two teams play each other on defense. And there back in the backfield is our guy that we talked about a little bit earlier. Gaylord setting up the offense, kind of waiting. Trying to figure out where the ball is going to get spotted on the field, and they're going to get it inside, right near that territory for the Arkansas Diamonds as setting back. Gaylord talking to his guys right now. Refs give him the go-ahead. Your first home play of the season starts now. Gaylord, the handoff. And that's a big-time run from a big-time man. Big run from number 18. Tyler Littlejohn. Known more as a defensive back out there. However, he can also get that ball, and he's shifty in the backfield too. Big mover back there. Gaylord sets up. Man in motion. Handoff. And there goes the shifty guy. That was Butler Jr. there. Gained only a few yards on that one, but could not really get much going. Didn't have the blocks and just could not find any space there. And look at that, number 4 back there. Richie Murphy setting up for an interesting play back behind the line of scrimmage. Gets a running start. Takes off in time. Gaylord throws it too low. Great break up there on the ball from Arkansas Diamonds by number 12. Fourth down now for the Eau Claire Axemen. Trying to get something going here, trying to make some plays. But so far, only one big chunk play to start off this game. Gaylord, way back in shotgun position. Almost back 5 yards. Takes that snap, looking around. Pump fakes, scrambles, can't get it away. He does, but it's incomplete. Good scramble there on the move, but even better move by Tyler Hunt. I mean, what a great job. He just could not get blocked in that backfield, and he just got his way to Gaylord. And Gaylord's a very shifty guy. Just could not get anyone there. And, of course, turnover on downs now. So the Arkansas Diamonds are now going to take over. Axeman on defense. Gave up almost 40 points last game. Let's see if they can try and take down the score today. Setting up. And that's going to be a false start there. Arkansas seems to think it's going the other direction, and refs are kind of indicating that too. They're having a talk about it right now. That's going to be an infraction on the offense, so that's going to back them up. Not the greatest start. That's 2 penalties already on the Arkansas Diamonds. One off the kickoff and then one just now. And in the backfield right now, trying to get some stuff together. Jordan Ambrose, who was our feature player of the week last week, he's setting up. Sets his man in motion. High snap, looking, throwing. Oh, just behind his guy. And ooh, a little back and forth, and that's another flag on the Arkansas Diamonds. Was that Richie Murphy getting in his face? No, that was Sequoia Magby. Right in the face of his offensive player, and he's going to tell coach is going to tell Dorsey to sit down. He's got his helmet off, and he's already off the field. So you heard it there. Down count, second down, because that happened after the play had already taken place. Already some chippiness in this one. We love to see the hot. It's already hot outside. We might as well bring it into the building here. It's nice and air conditioned, but we're feeling the heat from up here. Setting up, Ambrose. Takes off. Oh, no, the snap didn't go off. That's going to be yet another penalty. 4 penalties on this Arkansas Diamonds team, and they have yet to even get a snap off, really. And backs him up even further. It's still second down, by the way. We have not moved on to third down here. Diamonds a bit. And the Diamonds are going to call a timeout here. They needed some talking there. Too much going on in the backfield. Too much talking happened. And now they're going to need to settle down and have a talk with the coach. But looking at the Axeman, too. They didn't have the greatest first drive, but their defense has been stonewalling them so far. I mean, quite literally, they haven't gotten a snap off because of how much chatter's happened on that defensive end. And I mean, sometimes it only takes a little bit of that miscommunication just to really stir up the pot on that offense as they get ready to set back up here on the offensive end for the Arkansas Diamonds. Axeman, 1 safety back, 2 corners playing off the line as well, too. Diamonds almost to the bleachers at this point. Ambrose snaps it, looking. Oh, he's gonna get dropped! Timber Axeman! Wow, what a play! Ambrose just couldn't get out of the backfield, and that's James Dorr getting in there, and he's got a sack on his night tonight. Great move on the inside, and no one could get a block off on him. They haven't gotten a safety. They're still sitting at that 1-yard line. Great job by Ambrose to get out of there as they set up quickly. Ambrose looking, no space, throws it, almost picked off. Great break on the ball. Oh, as there's a little bit of stir up in the back. Great break on the ball, I should say, by Magsby, as well as number 24, Ray Benners. Ray Benners got right up in there, almost had a pick, but just went right off of his hands. Great job by the great job by the defense, as now the offense has to try and find something to get going here, as the Arkansas Diamonds are going to have to either decide to punt this or give it up to the Axeman, and they decide to give it up to the Axeman to the 15. So now the Axemen are going to take over here, and great start by that Axeman defense. It was a little bit of a rough go of it in the last game there, giving up over 40 points, but they're trying to really close it down tonight, and they really did it with that great on-ball pressure. Setting up in the backfield. Gaylord talking to his offense, looking around. He can be shifty out there. Let's see if he uses those legs. Gaylord fakes the handoff. Tries to get something going. Could not get it. Great read by the defense there. That was number 6. Jordan Seminat, the defensive back, coming in, breaking down on that side. No one blocked him. Bit of a miscommunication there on that far right end. It's going to end up being a second down and minimal yardage. Gaylord scanning the defense. Takes the snap. Back to throw. Heaves it! Too far. Out of bounds. Was looking for Richie Murphy on that sideline. Just could not connect on that one. A bit too far out of bounds. Even if he would have dove for that one, it would have still been a little bit too far. But you saw it there. He can really, when he sets up and has enough time in that backfield, he can really find someone there. And he has the arm strength to do it. It's just getting that accuracy to where you want it to be. Coach animated on the sideline. Gaylord, the sweep, and Richie Murphy gets barely right back to the line of scrimmage. May have been a little bit of a loss, but not much. It's going to be a 4th down here. Now it's go time. Do you decide to go for it, or do you give it back up to them? And it seems like they're going to give it back up to them. The way that their defense had stood, the Eau Claire Axeman had stood, I wouldn't be too surprised with that decision. I mean, they backed them up quite literally all the way to their own end zone. They were probably 2 plays away from having another touchdown on the board, or even a safety at that point. Just a great job by the defensive coordinator, as well as this defense. And that's been highlighted by some of the great players out there, such as Magsby and as well as Brooks. Now Ambrose in the backfield for the Arkansas Diamonds, setting up at the 15. Sets a man in motion. Handoff. That's going to be a big-time run. Wow, what a move. He just could not be brought down. That was a grown man's run right there. Number 22 there on the Arkansas Diamonds. So now Ambrose setting back up here. Motioning Zico in cover, or in backfield. Man in motion. Ambrose looking around. He's going to take off with that one. Ambrose can scramble. He gets to about the 20. That's enough for a 1st down, but not much more after that. Great tackle inside. And that's something you can always go back to. These Axemen have been really tackling well this game, minus that last run by number 22. He was really going at it. Axeman now setting up. Ambrose sets another man in motion. Fakes the handoff, and wow, what a bury! They got to him again! Timber Axeman! Wow, I mean, talk about making plays out there. Number 7 again on the play. That's Sequoia Magby. Magby has just been flying all over. 90% of the world is covered with water, and the last 10%, that's Magsby right there. Ambrose throws it. Gets it completed there. It's a short 5-yard game. A good play by Brooks on that sideline. But an even better catch there by Dilworthy, number 1. So they'll pick up a few yards, get him closer to that 25-yard line. Oh, wow, they're going to move him all the way past that 25, close to the 27-yard line as they're trying to get this thing moving fast. Ambrose sets up, sets another man in motion. Looking, firing. Oh, what a play on the ball there by number 13. That's Yape Harvey, a Lakeland University alum. Great break on the ball, and gets 2 fingers on it. Not that much, but got 2 fingers on it and brought it right down. Incomplete ball. 4th down here, and Arkansas Diamonds say, we're going to go for it. Ambrose talking to his guys. Refs checking the spotting. Zico moving in the backfield. He's almost 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You can't lose him back there. He can fly, and that's going to be a false start, and that might be on the Arkansas Diamonds again. It is. That's another penalty on the play here for Arkansas Diamonds. That number keeps on going up for them. They need to really calm it down if they're hoping to get back into this game on offense, as the Axemen, Arkansas Diamonds are still gonna go for it out here. Ambrose directing the offense. Looking, scrambling, throws it, heaves it. He's got a man. Oh, and he could not bring it down. Did he get a catch? Was that intercepted? No one's blowing a whistle yet. He's going. That's Magsby again. That's a pick. No one's saying otherwise right now. As of right now, that is an interception for the Axemen. And a nice little ball spin on the ground there. Magsby has been absolutely all over the field. Wow. There was a chance that was going to get dropped. I really thought that was going to get dropped. A great move there and a great start from this Axeman defense. I mean, talk about a comeback from the last game where they gave up 48 points. So now Axeman trying to get something going on offense. They haven't had any real momentum here on this side of the ball, but knowing this team, it only takes a few plays. Gaylord looking, trying to find someone downfield. Sidearm, almost had his man on that field there. It's going to be an incomplete ball, and that's going to be second down. Almost had him in the back. Butler Jr. just could not corral it. He was looking around for a flag, but other than maybe some hand-to-hand fighting, it just wasn't too much going on there. So now setting up on second down. A little bit slower this time for the Eau Claire Axemen. They're just trying to get something set up here so that they're actually able to get some momentum going forward, because it's been a lot of back and forth on the defensive side of the ball. Gaylord. Handoff. And almost swarmed. Oh, and there goes the ball! Oh, he's going to be called down. He's going to be called down. And that is a big call there. Isaiah Kelly almost just had a really bad turnover, as that was almost going to get scooped and scored by the opposing team. Arkansas Diamonds almost had their first touchdown in the game so far. But luckily, Kelly was down. Kelly got that knee down, and the ball got stripped after the fact. So it's going to be third down now. Still a little bit over 10 to go now. 5:46 on the clock, first quarter. Gaylord scanning the defense, takes the snap, shotgun, looking. Throws that ball deep. He's got his man! Touchdown, Axeman! There's a flag on the play, but for right now, Richie Murphy has his first home touchdown of the season. And he's going to throw that into the crowds, and it goes to a lucky fan. He's going to be keeping that as a souvenir for sure, if this call stands. As of right now, they're lining up. So it stands as a touchdown. Wow. And that's what I'm talking about. Gaylord is a great two-way player. He can scramble, but he can let it fly like that. It's just all about the accuracy. He's got the arm strength for it, and he let it know downfield there. He threw that about a country mile downfield to get that to Richie Murphy. Going for that extra point here. Looking. Gaylord almost had his man there. Had it right in his hands. And I mean, that's why he's a lineman. Derek Marlowe, he had that extra point in his hands right there, just could not bring it down. But either way, your Eau Claire Axemen take the very first lead of the game, very first lead of the home game of the season, very first home game of the season. And your Axemen are trying to keep this momentum alive here. Great job on that offensive possession there by Gaylord, going all the way downfield to Richie Murphy. Richie Murphy, who had a penalty on the last game, or on the last drive, really makes up for it there. So now for the throw-off. Axeman waiting for their thrower to get out there, but they're still setting up. As they signal they need one more out there, and there he goes. A near 30-yard touchdown on that throw from Gaylord, and now the defense, they need to hold strong, about as strong as they have started, about as well as they have to start the game, I should say. Excuse me. The defense has been the strong point of this team so far, but the offense has really taken off as that one goes and is returnable there. Turning upfield. Arkansas, and he's going to go out of bounds. That was number 7, Troy Evans, on the field there. Another very big play player. He can really turn up the field if you really give him any kind of space out there. He will take it up the hash marks, and he'll go all the way for a touchdown if he really needs to. A great throw, though, by Richie Murphy on that end. Got that into a position where Troy Evans Jr. really wasn't able to find any kind of room to be able to get any blockers in front of him. And that's some of the strategy that comes with these throw-offs. Is you can see Troy Evans Jr. there kind of hiding towards the sideline right next to the referee, trying to do a little sneaky play. So now Ambrose in the backfield. Sets his man in motion. He might have him down there. He's going to sneak around. He's going to try and find a way out, but he could not get escaping, but he's still moving. Wow. I mean, he was dead to rights at the line of scrimmage, but he just kept moving his feet forward and was able to gain about 4 or 5 yards there on the play. That's the kind of effort that's going to bring you back into this game. And that's the kind of key player activities that we featured early on in the show. So now Ambrose setting up, looking around, communicating, sets another man in motion. Pick play, Evans could not find a way out of there. Great tackle on that sideline, though, by number 48. Called his name a few times this game. That's James Dorr. But still a first down, even though it was minimal gain. It really looked like they had him out of bounds at that sideline, but you got to remember, you got to stay, if they still have that momentum and they're not out of bounds, they need to get pushed out of bounds then. Ambrose looking, pump fakes, can't find a guy. Wow. And that's going to be a flag there on the play, but still that completion, and he's still moving his legs. Wow. That was number 15 there for the Arkansas Diamonds. I mean, he stood up and he was still getting pushed around, and he could. And a bit of a roughing there at the end of the play, or at the really beginning of the play, I should say. I believe that was Hopkins back there making that catch. And he's letting the Axeman know right now. So after some strong starts on the defensive end, they've allowed a few big plays as well as a couple of penalties that have really been costly for them. Diamonds looking to either score or take the lead, tie it potentially. Ambrose in the backfield, looking, throwing, firing, back end, got it! Touchdown, Diamonds. I mean, that was about as straightforward as a play as I could see it. Isaac Zico just as fast as you can to the back of the end zone, and no one really followed him to the back. He quite literally got there and just kind of sat, got that touchdown right at the end. So they have a chance now to take that lead if they can get this extra point here. As of right now, it is 6-6, 3:18 and counting on this first quarter. Ambrose looking. He's back towards his own 20. Got hit, but could not find anyone. He had a man wide open there. That was Troy Evans right in the middle of the field, but he felt the pressure by the Axeman and just decided to throw it away. Didn't want to risk potentially turning the ball over there. He had already backed all the way to his 20-21 yard line and just had to find a way to get rid of it at that point. So as of right now, it stands 6-6 with 3:06 on the clock here at the Sonnentag Center. Your Eau Claire Axemen tied in this first quarter. And we're looking at some packed house here tonight. There's a lot of fans in the building. People coming to support their Eau Claire Axemen as we get ready for the throw off here. Dilworth had a nice throw before, got penalized for it. Just needed a little bit more inbounds, and it probably would have been a perfect throw. However, penalized because it went out of bounds. Dilworth now trying to be strategic, hit the top of the ceiling. Hit. And so that means they're going to get that at the 20. The Axemen will get it at the 25-yard line. The ball had gone so high, it had hit the rafters and it had come straight down. It brushed along one of the dividers, actually. And I mean, I saw where he was going with that. He wanted that back corner, but you got to know, you just can't throw it too high in this. This is indoor football. This ain't outdoor football. So now Gaylord, after his last touchdown pass was answered by the Arkansas Diamonds, he's looking to set up his team to potentially take the lead here. Handoff there. Minimal yardage, though. Could not find that angle. That's going to be Marcelino Butler Jr., the Macomb High School product. Also one of their shifty returners back there for the Eau Claire Axemen as well. Moving to that far left side now. They try and set him up as well as they can. He is one of their X factors on this team. Gaylord looking over the defense. Defense showing pressure. Backs off. Gaylord steps up. Looking. Has a man, but just too far underneath and a little bit behind as well, too. That pressure, a little bit of a disguise there at the end, in the beginning, because it looked like they were going to go all-out pressure and hope that Gaylord just chucked it up. However, that was not the case. They backed off into a fake blitz type of a pressure, and that just went sailing right behind his intended receiver there. Williams almost had a hand on the ball as well. Takes the snap. Shotgun. Screenplay. Got to move. He's got a big chunk there. It's going to be close to the first down. They're considering giving it to him, and they are going to give it to him. That's a first down there for your Axemen. A great move on that side by Ethan Skarmas. Number 0. I mean, big man running in town. That's like a freight train out there. You don't want to get in front of that. First down, Axemen. Handoff. Wow, he dragged that man for a mile. That's a great move there by Kendall Fowler to get up the field and keep churning those legs ahead. He had that Arkansas Diamond player dragging by his ankles, and he still was going forward. Great job there by the offense, and here, setting up Gaylord. Another handoff again. Wow, what a move. Didn't amount to much, but I mean, he shook off that defender like he was taking off a coat. He had Calvin Bundage just absolutely in shock. But a great job by Bundage, I should say, to still keep up with that play, because I thought he had a potential touchdown there. The C's opened. Kendall Fowler still in that backfield, up closer to the line. Shotgun snap. Gaylord looking, in trouble, throwing, man in the end zone, touchdown! Axeman. Marcelino Butler Jr., the X Factor, man on the spot. And he's celebrating there with the cheerleaders. You gotta love it. I mean, he didn't have anyone open, it seemed, until just a little gap, a little window there for Butler. And I mean, he was getting chased down heavily. I thought he was going to get that sack there, but no. Great job there by Butler Jr. being the man on the spot. Gaylord firing. Almost has his man Butler Jr. again, just could not find him. Great defense there. And that will end the first quarter. Score 12-6. Your Axemen on top at home. And welcome back to your Sonantag Event Center here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Your Eau Claire Axemen are currently up 12-6 in the second quarter here as we're about to kick off again. Axemen had some great offensive drives, and their defense has really been the story of the game. Magsby all over the field as a safety, a sack, an interception, and man, he has been just a killer out there. 48, James Dorr, also one of their best players, linebacker out there. He was really stuffing up the ball and really stopping some runs as well as getting some pressure on the defensive end. So now here, Axeman ready to throw off. That's Richie Murphy. Had a good throw before. Oh! And another infraction. That's the second in a row here on the throw-off. And that's going to set up the Arkansas Diamonds at the 25-yard line. Thankfully, it's not where the ball drops, but right at the 25-yard line, because that could have set them up quite literally at the 15-yard line going their direction. So the Arkansas Diamonds now setting up. Axeman defense has been all over the place so far, but Arkansas Diamonds were able to score on this last drive. Let's see if they can do it again here. Ambrose sets his man in motion. Look in his direction, firing! Can't get him. Just over the head of Aaron Dilworth. And Dilworth was flying there. He had him open for a second. Magsby just lagging behind a little bit there on the play. Or Brooks, I should say. Lagging a little bit there on the play, but Ambrose just a little too much sauce on it and went sailing out of bounds. So now Ambrose trying to get something going here on offense after that incompletion. Second down. Side toss. That's 22. That's a flag, too, on the play as well. Minimal gain of 5 there. Sets them up for a solid third down. However, there's a penalty on the play. And that's not what you needed if you were on the Axeman defense. Hands to the face call, and that's going to set them up big time. Had a chance there. Great move by Thomas on the inside, or Carter on the inside, I should say, but that helmet getting tossed, I mean, that is, you just can't have that. Hard to hide that when it's right there in plain sight. Ambrose talking to the backfield, scanning the defense, sets his man in motion. Blitz pressure, throws that one, deep ball. And that's a touchdown. What a grab. Aaron Dilworth on that play. I mean, I couldn't, from this angle, you just can't see it, but he had a spectacular grab. And that's going to tie up this game. I mean, I thought that was incomplete the way that ball was being thrown, but that was right there at the corner. Perfect pass by Ambrose, and suddenly what became a defensive session here has suddenly became an offensive shootout. Massive play there by Ambrose to set this team up to potentially take a lead here. Man in motion. Ambrose sets up. Looking for the extra point there. He's moving. Can't get it, but there's 2 flags on the play. And wow, that was a hefty hit. Brought a few Arkansas Diamonds. As the penalty is now declined on the holding call here. Incompletion, but wow, what a hit at the end of it. Ambrose, lucky to be getting up after that. I mean, watch this. Bam! Takes him out right into the Axeman bench, and a couple of other Arkansas Diamonds joined him there. So it'll stay 12-12 here, 13-24 left in the second quarter. here at the Sonnentag Center. Axeman started off this game very strong on defense, did not allow a single touchdown in the first few drives, and especially had some massive turnovers, turnover on downs as well as an interception. Start off this game as well as a couple of sacks too. But the offense couldn't take control. Now suddenly the defense is the one that really isn't in control here, as well as they've had a few penalties, but the offense is the one that's really carrying the team ever since then. So now, Axeman trying to answer back here. 12-12 game. Ready for the throw off. Back to throw, Dilworth. And that's going to be a big return. He's got space! He's got it! One man to beat! Touchdown, Axeman! Butler Jr. does it again! Wow! When he can find some blocks, he can absolutely go distance, and he is just that X factor out there, so shifty. I mean, look at this. Cuts back, goes forward, has only 2 men to beat, didn't even need that extra block there at the end. He was just gone. He was gone by that 20-yard line. And that is a heck of a way to answer if you're the Eau Claire Axeman. You got to feel really good about that. Getting it done on offense, defense, and special teams. The whole trifecta tonight. So now to get this extra point, hopefully set up their team for a bigger success. Gaylord breaks away from a sack, throws it. He got him, but it's going to be an incompletion. He scooped it off the ground. What a move there. Gaylord. I mean, he was spinning around. He almost got taken down by that sack, but was able to get that ball away, just could not find Richie Murphy. It looked like he had him there on the ground, but just hits right before his hands are able to scoop it. He did a great job trying to sell it, I will say, but the refs know all. So your Axeman now 18-12 over the Arkansas Diamonds. And just over these last couple of drives, we've had touchdown after what started off being a 0-0 game for the quite literally almost all of the first quarter up until that 5-minute mark. Now 18-12 with 12:47 left in the second quarter. Axemen are hoping to get this defense back on track, as they're going to really need it here. This Arkansas Diamonds offense is way too versatile. You need to shut them down, and you need to shut them down early if you're going to be able to have a chance in this game. There's the Eau Claire coach, looking around, talking to his offensive coordinator there, or defensive coordinator, I should say. So the Axemen are now going to set up around the 10, 15-yard line. I think they're going to back him close towards that 13-yard line, actually. I thought he maybe have gotten an extra step there, but my eyes are deceiving me. So now, Axeman on the defensive side of the ball, giving up a few plays here and there, but have for the most part held strong. But these last two drives have been a bit of a weak point on the defensive effort on the night. Ambrose in the backfield. And pressure, but Ambrose has a wide open lane down to the 15. He's going to get to the 10 before going all the way out of bounds. They sent the all-out pressure there and could not get home. And that just allowed a wide opening for Ambrose to be able to scramble, and he will take advantage of that if he has to, and he will, as he did just there. Coach Jim Britton not happy about that on the Eau Claire Axeman sideline. Handoff now. Hobbs, or Caster, I should say, only gets a little bit of yards, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, close to the 10. They're going to give him nothing on that one. That's going to bring up second down here, 11:25 to go in the second quarter. Ambrose at the 15, communicating with the offense, takes the snap, shotgun, looking, firing, got his man. That's Dilworth. Touchdown. He had that massive catch on the one side. Now he got it on the other corner. And I mean, that was just too easy for him. He's too fast. You got to have another player back up out there and not let him get behind the defense like that, because he is too fast to be allowing that. So Ambrose, another great throw and another great play by him. He's just been making them all night, ever since that beginning of that disaster beginning of the first quarter, I should say. So now Arkansas trying to take the lead here as it's tied 18-18, 11-12 in the second. Ambrose dodges one, throwing to the back. Did he get him? Wow! What a jump ball! And coming down with that was number 4. Just another great play on the ball. Isaac Zico again. He's been making plays all night as well too. Big body, also fast, but he skied for that one and brought it down, and that gives the Arkansas Diamonds their first lead of the night. And Axeman have now given up 20 straight points on the defensive end. Not what they were hoping to come back with in the second quarter after such a strong first quarter. However, still only a 2-point game as the Axemen look to crawl back into it. 10:55 to go in the second quarter here. Setting up on this special teams. And the Axemen hoping to get their first win of the season, following that last one, 48-32. Had a chance to really get back into the game, but just could not find a way. And there's the defense on that end that was the problem, and they're hoping to really get back their defense that they had at the start of the game tonight. The throw off there. Returnable for Butler. He's returned one already. Can he do it again? He's got space. Wow, great tackle by Cassard. Right there at about the 16, maybe 17-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Axemen. And I mean, it looked like he had some space to really take off the top of the defense, but just a great job there by Castor on the side just to close down and make a nice form tackle. He's been doing great on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball, but he's been mainly on the offensive side of the ball. Great job on the special teams there. As that's the Axemen's offensive coordinator trying to make sure everyone's set and ready to go. So here we have Gaylord, shotgun, handoff, and that was a stuff almost immediately. Handoff straight to Kendall Fowler, and Kendall Fowler had a good move and got a big gain in the last drive, but just had nothing going for him there. Lost some yardage, backwards to the 15. So after a pretty solid throw-off return, going backwards is not the way you want to go if you're the Axemen offense down 2 here in the second quarter. Gaylord takes a snap, looking around, wails it. Murphy throws his hands up. He thought he was getting held on the play there. He had a chance at that ball. Slowed down just a little bit, but he felt he was being grabbed on the arm at the end of that play. Either way, incompletion, 3rd down and 13 to go here. And Murphy, he's made some plays tonight too. Almost had himself an extra point there that would have tied the game for this Axemen team, but just could not come up with it. Hit the ground, bounced up on him. So here we go, Gaylord. Big number 2 in the backfield, takes the snap, looking around. He's got pressure, fires it again, and his man, it appears, stopped on the stopped on his route a little bit. That would be number 9, Isaiah Kelly. Another speedster on this team. He's the Central Lakes Community College product, receiver and defensive back, but just could not find him there. So on 4th down, they're going to elect to give the ball back to the Arkansas Diamonds, and that's just not the way you wanted that offensive possession to go, because that could have potentially ended up giving you the lead back, and especially now with only 9:01 to go here, that's a lot of time they could either take off the clock or potentially put up double-digit scores, and going down double digits to this Arkansas Diamonds team is a very heavy task to come back from. So let's see how this Eau Claire Axeman defense adjusts from this last drive. They were very strong in the beginning of the first quarter, have not really had that same fire since. Ambrose breaks through a tackle, gets down close to the 20-yard line, down to the 19-yard line. He had a good move. He had a few players just covered up downfield, and he does what he does best. Got to scramble in there, and he is just so big and so shifty. It is so fun to watch him out there, but it must be a nightmare to go up against him on the defensive end. Axeman still limiting him only to 4 yards. 2nd down now. Ambrose scans the defense, takes the snap, looks, fires it just outside of the hands of Zico. Had him there for a second, close to the 1st down yardage too. Potentially had enough for a 1st down if he would have caught it, but just off the money on that one, and that's been a little bit of Ambrose's issues to start off the season, has been the inaccuracy. He too has a big arm as well, just needs to really find that spot, really needs to communicate better with some of the wide receivers out there. Axeman showing a little bit of pressure up that middle. Ambrose sends Zico in motion. Takes a look. Pressure almost got there. Got a solid tackle, and that may have stopped him just shy of that 1st down. That might be maybe 4th and a yard, maybe even less. Great catch there by Evans Jr., but still. Great pressure by the Axeman to force Ambrose to think on his feet and really find someone out there in the defense. And just like that, 4th down again. They're going to go for it here. They're not giving this thing up. At the 25, 1st down is at the 25-yard line here. And that's not a false start, but I think everyone thought it was, but there he goes. That's Hobbs. What a play by Ambrose. A few players jumped off sides, nothing got called, and Ambrose just sat there for a second, and the pressure came after him. So still a 1st down. Big play by Ambrose to get that to Hobbs. I mean, that was just some quick thinking on his feet. And Hobbs, he's such a big man out there. It's like watching an offensive lineman catch the ball. Just rumbling and tumbling right down that sideline. And if you're the Axeman, you really need to go for the legs and tackle, form tackle. Because you cannot just keep pushing a man that big into the sideline here as Ambrose, shotgun, sends Dilworth in motion now. Steps up, looking, has some space. He's at the 10-5, touchdown, Arkansas Diamonds. And I mean, he is so quick to that sideline. Just ran that clean up the middle or ran that clean towards the left sideline, and no one was there. I thought maybe someone was going to try and turn up the middle on him, but he just could not be stopped. So fast with that. Stepped up, missed potential sack there, and Ambrose gets right in for another touchdown, as that's going to put up a double-digit lead on the Axemen, with a potential chance for some more points as well with this extra point. So now Ambrose scanning the defense, trying to get this extra point. They got the extra point last time, trying to do it again here. Man in motion, Zico looking around, throws that up. There is no one there. Would have had to be 10 feet tall to catch that one. It's going to be an incompletion, and it's going to stay 26-18. Not a double-digit lead yet. Still a single-digit lead, so the Axemen are still within striking distance if they can get another score on the board here, which they have plenty of time. 5:20 and ticking right now in the second quarter. This offense had been really running for a few stretches, but got caught up in the scuffle against the Diamonds for a second, and now 26-18. Eau Claire just down by 8 with 5:07. Oh, they're going to redo the extra point attempt here. Ambrose tosses it up again, and did he catch it? He did not. Different play, same results. It's going to be an incompletion again. So they're going to actually wipe that touchdown off the board. They've reviewed it, and instead of it being a 26-18 lead, it's still a 20-18 lead. As now the refs call timeout. So to recap here, basically what happened was what was thought to be a touchdown initially was reviewed, backed up, and instead changed. Still 20-18 on the still 20-18 Arkansas Diamonds, but now instead it's third down and goal here as the refs talk it over. And the Axemen getting some of the fans involved in this one as well too. Packed house tonight. As we look at Jim Britton on that sideline talking it over, as well as the Arkansas Diamonds talking it over. Dilworth, he was been so big in this game. I mean, talk about a great wide receiver. They've been putting him in motion all over the place, and he's been able to find his way throughout the offense. And Zico as well too. I mean, Zico is just, he doesn't seem that big, but he plays like a big man. He will go up and sky up for those balls as we get some of the fans in on the celebrating as well for the Axemen, trying to get back into it, trying to get the hype alive, keep it going here in the building. Fans excited out there on the sidelines. So the Axemen trying to get the stop here on defense, trying to keep it just to a 2-point lead. Ambrose barely escapes. He's going to look around. He's going to try and push shot that, and did he get that? He did! Wow! And a flip to celebrate for Castor, and that's going to be some flags on the play as well, too. Wow, what a play by Ambrose to push shot that in. Carter, I should say. Refs talking it over right now. Trying to figure this out, and Carter, I mean, that was just a great snag on his end. Ambrose really moving around, push shot, got that to him, and maybe talking about a little bit of the after party by Carter there, doing a backflip and a little bit of extra celebrating on the back end. And so they're actually going to give that to number 4, Zico. I thought that was going to be for the celebration, but no, that's going to be for Zico. Apparently he got into it with someone, and that's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. So touchdown counts. Still 26-18 here. They're going to not back it up yet because this is going to be the extra point try. As they talk it over here. Axeman giving up 4 straight scores in the last 4 drives. Not what they expected from their defense after such a strong start to the game. Still only a 1-score lead. If they can stop this extra point, they can still keep it from being a 2-score lead here. So now Ambrose in the backfield, shotgun. And that's going to be an offside potentially on the offense there. It might be on the defense, though. I think we got someone that jumped off a little bit too close. Number 36. They're going to call it on number 1. That's going to be Dilworth, I believe. Yes, Dilworth. So that's going to back him up a little bit there. Back to the 15 instead of the 10. Same try, same extra point. Trying to make this a 2-score lead. On top of the Axeman here in the second quarter. 4:03 to go. Ambrose back at his own 20. Deep shotgun. Man to his side, I believe, is Dilworth. Sends Zico in motion. Ambrose fires that. Has Hobbs, but could not find him too high, and that's going to be incomplete. No flags. So that'll be an incompletion. It keeps the score as a 1-score lead, 26-18. Here in the second quarter, 3:42 left to go here. Ambrose had a man for a second. Thought he was going to jump ball that right to Hobbs, but no. Great job by Magsby at the end to make sure that that one was sailing out of bounds. You cannot be too sure, especially with what has been given up in the last 4 drives. So Axeman, after stumbling a little bit on the offensive end, trying to get themselves back into it here. Only down 8, still plenty of time to go. Get back into this one. So setting up. Back to throw this one. Isaac Zico again. He's had a couple of throws. Tosses that one. Line drive straight to the returner. And that's going to be a big gain as it looked like the ball popped out for a second, and it did. It got picked up, though. Great job, Johnny, on the spot there, number 59. Almost a turnover on the special team side, but Derek Marlowe saves the day with a picked up ball. And you know Skarmas is thanking his heavens that had gotten picked up by Marlowe as well, too. And they're going to move this thing forward for the Axemen. So now setting up Gaylord. This may be the best field position the Axemen have had all night now, and this is going to be the time that they need to execute and really get this touchdown home, as well as potentially score an extra point here. Down 8, 3:29 to go in the second quarter. First down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Gaylord steps back. He's got a little bit of pressure, but he's got room. He found a man. Could not come up with that. Butler Jr. sliding for that grab, but just not enough there on the play. I honestly would have liked to see Gaylord just take off and run with that thing, but just was not enough time, was not enough room, and he really thought he could get Butler Jr. there again. And that connection's been strong all night, but just a great job breaking on the ball there by Palmer. So now, after that incompletion, Gaylord in the backfield, a little bit of pressure, he steps up, he breaks free from the sack, he's going to run off with that thing. Flag down on the field, but he's got some big time gains. No touchdown, but close to a first down. However, that's going to be a holding, and that's going to be on the Diamonds. Diamonds, after some strong defensive possessions, just giving up too much there on that play. And potentially and that was a 10-yard penalty, sets them up for a first down, and that is not what you needed if you're the Arkansas Diamonds. Axeman, though, perfect time to take advantage. Sets you up in perfect position down close to inside the 5-yard line, closer to the 4-yard line. So now Gaylord, as you saw, he's shifty back there. Arkansas's defensive coordinator trying to set up his defense right now. Not liking how he gave up, not liking how they gave up those last few plays. And especially not liking that penalties. They're going to back it up actually a little bit closer toward the 8 or 9 yard line there. Or I should say 8 or 7 yard line there. Closer to the 7. And now they're going to move it back up. Close to the 4 yard line. Okay, so right back where we were. Okay, gotcha. So now, Gaylord scans the defense. Best field position, first down here. And there goes the ref's signal. Gaylord scans the defense. Gives Fowler a tap, lets him know, gives him the ball. Fowler, good move, touchdown, Axeman. Touchdown. Great cut by Fowler. It looked like he got caught in the backfield, but that's why you turn your legs. And just like that, Fowler, his first touchdown on the game. Excellent move inside. Gaylord talking to him beforehand, and that's why you can't arm tackle like that, especially not a guy like Fowler, who can absolutely just run through a tackle, especially an arm tackle. Now, Axeman within 2 of tying this game with only 2:30 left to go here in the second quarter. So Gaylord checks the defense, takes the snap, shotgun, big deep shotgun snap, looking off center, big time hit. Might have been helmet to helmet there, flag on the field. Oh, holding on the defense. Got too much hands on Peterson there, and that's going to be a costly penalty. So they're going to retry this attempt. Big time penalty because, man, it didn't look like anything was set up there for the Axemen. Great job by Gaylord, though, to scramble on the dot. So here's the Axeman offense. Back out there again. They had Fowler score that touchdown just a minute ago. 2 minutes left in this second quarter. Even less now. 26-24, Arkansas Diamonds. Here he goes. Gaylord fires it. Had a man there for a second. Just wrong timing, bad connection, and an incomplete pass is going to keep this a 26-24 lead. Arkansas on top in this second quarter. And a great defensive possession by that Arkansas Diamonds defense as Eau Claire Axemen here in the Sonotake Center are down 2. And welcome back. Your Axeman here at the Sonnentag Center, down 24-26 here in the second quarter with only 2 minutes left to go in this half. Throw off there by Richie Murphy. Returnable. He's going to look around, try and find some way, and Evans Jr. just could not find that gap, and a great job by the return team to hold them inside the 10-yard line, down close to the 6 or maybe 7-yard line. And I mean, just looking at how this Eau Claire Axeman team came back from that deficit, down 8 before, still down 2 points, but potential to get a stop here and close out the half, either down 2 or potentially get this ball back and take that lead. Axeman. Defensively, the pressure has been there, but it's been allowing Ambrose to scramble, which has allowed that deep offense to really find their gaps and find some seams to get some big chunk yards. Ambrose has been killing them with that. Ambrose in the backfield, scanning, fires that one, could not get his man. That was Dilworth. He had him on the sideline for a second, just a little inaccurate, and that went sailing into the crowd. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 now. Only took about 12 seconds off the clock. 24-26 here. Axeman trying to get this ball back to potentially take the lead into the second half. But first, it comes first on defense, and right now, defensively, they got a great stop there. Can they keep up the momentum, though? Ambrose in the backfield. Evans Jr. in front of him. Sends a man in motion. That's Zico. Ambrose looking around. Ambrose has wide open room. He's past the 25 to the 20. Big first down, and wow, that is not what you needed if you're the Axeman. Just a breakdown in the coverage there. You cannot allow Ambrose to slip out like that. He's been killing them with those big yardage plays. He's absolutely too shifty to be allowing to get out in those coverage spaces. So now Ambrose in the backfield. He's been rushing all over. Let's see what he does here. Sends Dilworth in motion. He crosses. Ambrose fires that. Almost has his man. That's going to be a no, says Magsby. Not in his house. And that's going to be a 2nd down and 10 with only 1:29 to go here. Still plenty of time if you're the Axeman to get back into it, but you need to shut them down here on the defensive end, and that comes with containment. Especially containing Ambrose in that backfield. More than likely, they're not going to run the ball as much. If they do, I'd be very surprised, because the only one that's probably going to be running it is Ambrose. He's really taken the lid off the defense this night. Ambrose sends another man in motion. He's going to get ripped down. Big play move. Once again, Timber Axeman. Tyreek Mann once again in the backfield. Didn't get home the first time. This time he does, and they really needed that one right there. Especially after that big play, and that's going to be a timeout there by Jim Britton's squad. Axeman, only 1:06 to go here in the second quarter, but a big-time sack by Mann to really bring this team down to the ground. The Arkansas Diamonds really needed a big play on that one to take that momentum into the second half, but Axeman have one more try. If they can get an incompletion or prevent them from getting close to that first down, they may give the ball back to them at their own 15, at the opposing 15, which would set up the Axeman to then go forward and potentially get a touchdown or score in this one. And just a big play, the fans staring intently. This is a great matchup between the two and a great first home game to be witnessing your first Eau Claire Axeman game if you're a first-time fan. And if you're not, you know that this is what the kind of energy that is brought to this building. Sonnentag Event Center. Here goes. Ambrose sets up his offense. Multiple receivers on the far right side. Stack. There goes Zico. Ambrose scrambles, fires it on the run, and that's way out of bounds. Almost caught by a fan, actually. But that's going to bring up 4th down and 16, and I don't see them going for this. If they do, that could potentially be a disaster if they don't get that 1st down. But they're talking it over with the coach right now, and I've seen crazier things happen out here. Axeman, just a great job on the pressure as well as the defensive coverage. There was a few lapses in coverage that added to some big plays, and they're going to just give the ball back to the Axeman here. Great stand by the Axeman, and that's going to be a turnover on downs-ish. But here go the Axemen. They have a chance now with a minute to go, 24-26, second quarter, to get that momentum back and swing them right into the half with that lead. Gaylord had a great drive in that last play. Great drive in that last attempt, and he got that touchdown. Didn't get the extra point, unfortunately, but he can make up for it here if they can get that down the field and potentially score this thing and take that lead. Let's see what Britton and the offensive coordinator have drawn up for this. Setting up. Ref gives the signal there. Gaylord takes the snap, looking, fires that one, heaves it deep, he's got a man! Oh! Almost had his player. That was number 9 on that one. And just a great route run, just almost had him, but that pressure up the middle was so engulfing that it almost grabbed Gaylord down to the ground, but he was able to get that off, and Isaiah Kelly almost had himself a touchdown there on the play, but just too much on that. Gaylord in the backfield, 2-man pressure, almost gets there, almost a face mask too, and that's going to be a flag on the play. So only a couple yards scramble there from Gaylord, but potential for a penalty on either side here. Could potentially set up this Axeman team, could potentially back them up even more. So he got in the wrong part of the lane, and he's going to be backed up now, and that's going to push them way, way back, and not a great spot to be. You thought you could really get some momentum going back into the half here, but 24-26, only 47 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and now a deep 2nd and 17. It's going to be a lot of yards to make up, but you have a shifty guy with a Gaylord in the back and some playmakers up front. Gaylord almost has his guy, Isaiah Kelly, again, just could not corral that. Very close again. Tried a body catch on that, just could not come up with it. It's going to bring up 3rd down now. 3rd down and 17, 36 seconds. Don't expect something short here because this is either going to be a massive throw to get to the sticks, or it's going to be a throw to the end zone. And, I mean, this Arkansas defense has been giving that pressure right up the middle, and it's been obviously disrupting Gaylord there. Gaylord takes the snap, dances around, looking, finding, has a screen play, and that's not going to get anywhere close. Down past the 10, maybe to the 12. Picked up some yards, but now with a timeout by the Arkansas Diamonds, they're trying to take this one back. Not that much time taken off the clock, unfortunately, if you're the Axemen, and now that sets up the Diamonds for a potential throw, a potential deep throw, and especially with Ambrose, that can be a lethal combination. Axeman had a very strong start to the season, or had a very strong start to the game. They were up 12-6 for a second, but then a scoring barrage by both squads really tied this game back up, and then suddenly the Arkansas Diamonds had taken an 8-point lead, and especially with how well the Axemen had played in the last game. 267 total yards, 247 through the air. I mean, most of that came through the hands of Gaylord, just absolutely wailing it downfield, and he was phenomenal at the deep throws, but just could not get anything open on that last drive here tonight. So now the Arkansas Diamonds with Ambrose in the backfield. Strong-armed quarterback. Has the tendency to be inaccurate at times, but he's been pretty spot on tonight. They've got something cooking in that backfield there, as they've got Evans Jr. on the far right side, and a man in motion, clear up the middle, and Jr. just could not find any gap there. It's going to be taken down to the 20. Great tackle there by Magsby. Pushes him out of bounds. Small gain, maybe close to about 4 or 5 yards there, but still a big chunk gain. Still keeps him out of bounds too, so it still stops the clock. 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 24-26. Axeman down 2. Ambrose backfield looking. He's got pressure. He's trying to scramble around. He's looking around. He can't get out of it. He dumps it off though. Big time catch there by number 52, and there's going to be a flag down on the play as well. Ambrose may have gotten hit a little bit late. Either way, that's a big first down there from the big O lineman right up the middle. Tyler Downs down there, as well as Scott Schmitz and Donald Bratton talking it all over. You have the Sky Judge Lucas Carnes up here with us. Still talking this over, trying to see if it really was a penalty. May also be checking to see where they want to put the ball here. So 2 offensive penalties, 1 on illegal touching and 1 on a forward pass. He did actually step over the line of scrimmage and then step back trying to find someone to throw it to. But there was no one open except for his offensive lineman downfield, who also got called for illegal touching, unfortunately for them. But the Arkansas Diamonds get way back up, and the Eau Claire Axemen benefit from this heavily, because now instead of having it set up close towards the 20 on their side of the field, they now have it backed up close towards the 10-yard line. In fact, right directly on the 10-yard line. Is now 3rd down and long. This may just be a whale of a throw by Ambrose here, sky ball, if you will. As there's a penalty on the field again, or maybe a forgotten flag was picked up from the last play. So now Arkansas Diamonds set up. Ambrose in the backfield, looking around, talking to his guys, sets a man in motion. That's going to be Ambrose trying to scramble forward. Can't get much there, and it's going to run out the clock, and nothing doing for the Arkansas Diamonds there. Could not take back an advantage. Still up 26-24, though, as your Eau Claire Axemen try to claw back into this one. Only down 2 after this second half. We'll be with you. And welcome back. Still halftime here at the Sonentag Event Center here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Your Eau Claire Axemen down 24-26 to the Arkansas Diamonds here at the half. And I mean, this was one of those halves that you could say was a back and forth one for sure. I mean, it started off with the Eau Claire Axemen going up to a 12-6 lead after the end of the first quarter. Some very strong defense on both sides of the ball from both the Arkansas Diamonds as well as the Eau Claire Axemen. Magsby was all over the field. I mean, you couldn't go a different direction. You couldn't look a different direction without seeing him there. However, then a barrage of scoring from both the Arkansas Diamonds as they were able to get back into it with some very smooth moves by Ambrose, as well as some shifty moves by their offensive wide receivers there, especially Zico, who was able to fly down the field and really take up some space. But Arkansas Diamonds were able to claw right back into this one and go up by 8. However, Axeman caught back into this one after some scoring drought that really saw them go down 26-18, and they were able to score on some big-time plays by Gaylord, and he has been all over the field for this offense. He quite literally has been throwing them into this win, or into this game, and they're trying to get themselves right back into it here, down 2 points. But they're going to need some more oomph from the defense, because that defense has been giving up too much here on that back end. They had a really strong way to show off in the end of the half, but they're going to need some more from them if they're going to really keep up with this Diamonds team, who has just been all over the place. The versatility has been seen from both sides of the field, but the Eau Claire Axemen are right there. Still only down by 2. Could have been way worse. Help. The Sonentag Event Center. We'll see you back here after the break. Welcome back to your Eau Claire Axemen, down 24-26 here to the Arkansas Diamonds here at the Sonentag Event Center. And just taking a look around the league right now, as the Arkansas Diamonds take on the Axemen, the Nebraska Siege are also taking on the Monroe Greenheads. Iowa Woo are taking on the Memphis Hound Dogs, and the Ozark Lunkers are taking on the St. Joseph Goats. And we've got you covered here with some first half highlights. Gaylord with that handoff there to Fowler, and look at him go. I mean, absolutely churning ahead. Ambrose couldn't get away from him on that one, and just some great first half defense from the Axemen. Didn't stay like that all along, as Ambrose threw an absolute dart there to Hobbs. Had them set up, or so they thought, but that was a great job by Magsby to take away that ball and get an interception. Everyone thought that was a play for a first game. And that's a big play there for the touchdown. Again by Gaylor to number 4. But that first half fumble, that's what really almost set up them for disaster. Gaylord, he was all over the place, but nearly had some really bad turnovers there at the end, had some bad throws and some really bad push back and forth. It's been really chippy in this game. This defense had them set up all the way to the backfield, and that's the kind of defense they were trying to get back into in this game. Really bad start, however, they came back into it. And there goes Castor, who absolutely was dragging along some bodies there. Fowler, though, came up the field, and he was pushing ahead, too. Just one of the best running backs that they have on this team. He can really move the ball. And just some great moves by Butler there. Just an absolute machine out there, and some absolute great moves on the back end of it as well. But Gaylord, that connection to Butler has been the one consistent thing this offense has really seen all game long. As number 2 throws that one, Ambrose, again, finding his man in the back end zone, and that's what really set up this offense. Dilworth, he's been all over the place. They've been setting him in motion all over to really find some spots, and especially when they've gotten him in motion, it's been really hard for this Axeman team to find him. And Ambrose, this is one of the few times he really pushed ahead, and he took that one to the house again there too. He quite literally has held this team together, especially when he's moved forward. Especially here, Axeman, it's what really has set up this Arkansas Diamonds offense to pit them in this lead. 26-24, we'll be back. And we're back with your Eau Claire Axemen against the Arkansas Diamonds, down 26-24 right before the third quarter here. But first, we'll take a look at some of those first half stats coming up here in a second. Axemen tried clawing back into this game towards the end of the half, could not really find a way to get themselves back in. 125 total yards to only 181 on the Arkansas Diamonds, and I mean, the rushing yards have really told the story of this game. Ambrose has been all over the place, running all over for his life, but he's been able to find gaps right up the middle, and the pressure that the Axemen have been giving hasn't been able to be enough to get him down. They've gotten a few sacks at the beginning, but could not find it. Axemen, even though that 48 yards doesn't look like much, they were able to find some big, deep passes down the field and have really benefited by some costly turnovers by the Arkansas Diamonds. The yards look deceiving from the Arkansas Diamonds, but I trust that this defense and this offense will be able to find their way back into the game. 6 first downs to 8 first downs is also a big thing too. That shows how much they've been able to get down the field and how much they've been able to convert as well. 77 rushing yards doesn't look like a lot, but they've been able to find Fowler downfield and get him going, especially with a lot of the gaps in the defense there by the Arkansas Diamonds. That's why the score is only 26-24. If they can get themselves back into it and can stop some turnovers that have been on their end of the field, especially the penalties and the chippiness that we've seen on both sides, and clean up a little bit of that, they can really find themselves back into it. And as of right now, with only 2:30 left to go in the half, this Eau Claire Axeman team is still set up well to be able to get themselves back into this game. They are only down by 2 points. As we send it right back, we'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back here to the Sonnentag Event Center here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Your Eau Claire Axemen down 24-26 to start off this third quarter. 2 seconds to go till we finish off this halftime and get ourselves back into it. We have the Eau Claire Axemen stretching on the sideline as well too. My name's Daniel Zons. I am the play-by-play broadcaster for tonight. Looking at your Axemen and how they've been faring so far. It was a strong first half by the defense. Not so strong first half by the offense, though. And then it flipped. Then both teams were scoring at will. What went from a 12-6 lead in the first quarter went and became a 26-24 lead by the end of the half. Big time scoring on both ends and some just great offensive maneuvers by both teams. Really drawing up stuff for both of these squads. The defense has been able to really hone in towards the end of the second half, but the Axemen are going to need a lot more of that if they're going to be able to get back into this game. And as of thus far, Axemen's defense, they've caused a few turnovers. They've caused some havoc in the backfield as well, too. However, it's been some of that aggressive tendencies that have also allowed Ambrose to gain as many rushing yards as he has. I mean, he broke away for a few big 15-yard gains. If they're able to contain him in this one, it's going to be a very smooth sail for the rest of the night for the Axemen if they can contain Ambrose. That's the number one issue right now. However, for the Axemen on offense, it's going to be more mobility, getting more of that offensive run game going. There was a few times where it looked like they had something going there, but then suddenly just teetered off and could not find that momentum again. Fowler had some great runs at the beginning. Jim Britton right there. sitting next to defensive and offensive coordinators, both on the sideline as well, with Magby in the back right there. He had some great plays as well. Coach Britton was here last season as well, too. Back again this year as the Axeman set up, getting ready to throw this one off. Richie Murphy tosses that one. It's going to bounce up and right over the banister. Touchback for the Arkansas Diamonds, and that'll set them up at about the 5-yard line. So that's where they'll take over. Ambrose really had a big contribution to the 120 rushing yards compared to the 77 the Eau Claire Axemen had. If the Axemen want to get back into this one, only down 2, albeit if they want to get back into this one, they're going to need to contain him. He's been the biggest threat to the defense so far. Ambrose, solid pass, got it to Zico, and the ball came out for a second. Held on, though. Big gain from Zico. That's going to set them up close to a first down. Back by about 3 yards. Call it about 2nd and 7, maybe, or 2nd and 3, maybe 2nd and 2. Handoff there. Almost a great move. Even better tackle there by number 21. That's Willie McCaleb. What a move by McCaleb to just bring down Caster. Minimal gain, and that's the type of containment that's going to be needed if they're going to come back into this one. 14 minutes to go in the third quarter here. Axeman on defense, Ambrose in the backfield, shotgun snap. He's going to take it himself up the middle, and they're going to stop him. He's close, but he's not there. They might have him maybe a yard shy, maybe even less than that. He may be a few inches shy, to be honest to you. 4th down, though. Do they go for it? They're lining up like they want to go for it. If they don't get this here, it's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Axemen will take over right at that same spot, 14-yard line. Ambrose in the backfield. Caster to his right. He's going to go for it again. He's going to get stuffed. Did that extra push get him there? Did it get him there? No, it did not. Ref signal that he didn't make it across, and great job by the Eau Claire Axemen to stuff him at the line. I mean, look at this pressure by the defense to just get in there. He didn't even have a chance to really set up. And Magby, again, without his helmet, that just shows his intensity out there on the field, just always leading first, always trying to get that push in there. And just like that, the Axemen, their first defensive possession of the game, and they do a great job in slowing down the Arkansas Diamonds and take back possession right at the 15-yard line, marching on the Diamonds. Gaylord in the backfield, looks around, shotgun snap, takes it, hands it off to Fowler. Fowler, little indecisive there, and it kind of slowed down his momentum. It looked like he had a little chance at something there, but the indecisiveness slowed him down, and minimal gain, maybe back to the yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. It was only the line of scrimmage. 2nd down. 12:46 to go here in the third quarter. Down 24-26 are your Axemen. Shotgun snap here. Man in motion. Butler, can he get a free? He cannot get free. Minimal gain again, maybe 2 yards they're going to give him. 2nd down, now 3rd down. It was a great play design, but just sniffed out very well by that Arkansas Diamonds defense, and it's been another defensive just stalwart here. Axeman trying to set back up. This is the place you go for it on 4th down too, so we could see potentially 2 tries here. 3rd down though, still 9 yards to go. Snap here. Throws it. That's Fowler again. Made the catch. Got a little bit there, and maybe enough to warrant going for it on 4th down, especially inside the 10-yard line there now. Great throw, though, by Gaylord. Hit him on a line and caught him right in the spot that he needed to be in. They've been calling his number to start off this game, number 19, Fowler Jr. there. Or Fowler, I should say. He's a Culver Stockton College alum. And a stoppage here on the play. Trying to make sure that the line is right at 4th down. There we go. Ref signals it's go time here for the Axeman. Gaylord scanning. Takes the snap. He's got pressure. He's going to try and escape, but he doesn't. Wrapped up and taken down in the backfield, and just like that, it's another turnover on downs, this time for the Axeman. Just could not find any space. Thought he had someone downfield, tried to find someone, but just got wrapped up and taken down, and that's a great job there on the tackle by number 16. I believe that's Tyler Littlejohn there. Also one of their better, shiftier players out there on the field. So now, Axeman back on defense again. Very short-lived offensive possession. Ambrose in the backfield, shotgun. No one behind him except for Zico in motion there. Throw to Evans Jr., and he could not find him. Just too low on the ground, just tried to sidearm it and could not find the accuracy. Evans had some space there. He's talking to his coach saying he wanted that one on the money. It looked like he had some place to go. Incompletion, 2nd down. Great job by the Axeman to force that pressure up the middle and also to contain that well. He looked like he had some blockers ahead, but that changes in an instant. Ambrose in the backfield. Shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Tries to throw it, immediately goes down. Another sack for man. He had one to wrap up the half. He has another right now. Timber Axeman sets him up for a 3rd down and long. And that is the defense that we started this game off with. Pressure from all over, but man, just absolutely untouched. I don't even think he got a block in on him. So now, 3rd down and long. Arkansas Diamonds trying to get something going here. Man, all over that too. Good catch by Evans Jr., but minimal gain there. Maybe a gain of 5. Still going to be 4th down and about 10 yards to go. Even more than that, 4th and 13. Big time defensive effort here by your Axeman. Exactly the type of energy that was needed coming out of the half. And now, Ambrose and this Arkansas Diamonds team going for it here on 4th down. Chance for the Axeman. Big time throw. He's got a man and he overthrows him. Wow. It looked like he had number 4, Isaac Zico, on a line there, but just too much on it. Axeman get away with one there, and 24-26. Now Axeman possession. He had him right there and just could not find Zico. That has been the trouble of Ambrose throughout much of the season. He's a very good scrambler, but the inaccuracies have been really hurting, especially in that big-time loss they suffered last week. So now, Gaylord and this Axeman offense take back over. Gaylord in shotgun, pump fakes, tosses it. He's got a man! Oh! Richie Murphy had him right there, but an excellent defensive play by number 11 right there on the field. He's a little shaken up after it too. I believe that's Peter. Great defensive effort by him to get his hand outstretched and knock that away. That was a touchdown for Richie Murphy if he doesn't do that. So near Axeman. Gaylord, another deep ball. Can't get it. Incompletion, but there's a flag. There's a flag down on the field. And it looks like it might go against the Diamonds. Potential pass. So a pass interference there, and first and goal now for the Eau Claire Axemen as they get that one. And that you can see right there, all of that holding on that far side really stuffed up the play there and was an easy call there. Ethan Skarmas probably was like, yeah, I was getting held. Thank you for that. Gaylord scrambles. He's got room. He's got a touchdown. Big man's in town. Touchdown, Gaylord. Touchdown, Axeman. Malik Gaylord. He's going to give that one to a lucky fan as well, too. Some great back and forth between the players and the fans. You love to see it, especially here on the first home game of the season at the Sonentag Center. And just like that, your Axemen are back on top for the first time in a solid minute since that second quarter, early second quarter. It's been a while. It's 30-26 now. Axemen trying for the extra point here to go up a little bit more. Gaylord looking. Trying to throw it. No. He's just going to take the incompletion there and just let it go, instead of going and potentially having a turnover there in the end. So it'll stay as an incompletion then. Axemen still go up 30-26. They retake the lead for the first time since the early second quarter, when the Arkansas Diamonds really started coming back at them. But thanks to that defensive possession there by the Eau Claire Axemen on the Arkansas Diamonds earlier that saw Ambrose go down, the Eau Claire Axemen have taken the lead. 30-26. All thanks to a big touchdown play by Gaylord. Malik Gaylord just so shifty out there. Throw the ball on a dime, can potentially just run it in if you give him too much space, and he gave him too much space there. Massive play by the offense. And that's why I was saying, even though the discrepancy in stats looks a bit daunting, this team has been able to find ways to get themselves back into this game. And they're staying alive here, 30-26, trying to get that first home game win of the season, trying to get that first win of the season. Both of these teams are. Murphy tosses this one. That's returnable, but will he be able to return it? He will. He drove the entire other side of the field to be able to flip it all the way past the 25. He makes it to about the 23, maybe back down to the 20. I don't know which one they're going to give it to him. He got a little bit of extra yards there. Castor has been insane for this team. And especially there, that's exactly what you need, especially on that special team side of the ball. He hasn't been returning as many, but he returned it there, and he took it distance. So sets up this team well. Ambrose gives it. That's Evans Jr. He doesn't get that much. Maybe he gets about a yard. Going to bring up second down and long. 6:55 to go here in the third quarter. Your Axemen up 30-26. Ambrose trying to get his offense all set up. Great starting field position from them, from that kickoff or from that throw off. Ambrose scrambles. Can he get out? No, he can't. That's another sack. Man cleans it up, but initial pressure there by number 48. Another sack, James Doran. That's another timber for the Eau Claire Axemen. Knocking them all down. And they're going to call a timeout here. Are the Arkansas Diamonds. needing to chat this over. That was a massive give up there on the defensive end. And they're really going to need this offense to get back into it if they're going to have any chance to come back against this Eau Claire Axeman, whose defense has come alive in this second half now. Whatever second half adjustments they had in the locker room is doing some numbers for them, because as of right now, only down 4, and that defense has been the main reason behind it. Being able to force this team to be contained, especially with Ambrose in that backfield, has been phenomenal. And to be able to get in and get some sacks, Mann's been back there, Door's been back there. Everyone has been back there at some point. Magby was back there for a little bit too, and he's the safety up there. Just some intense pressure, and it's brought them back and pushed the Arkansas Diamonds to be at the 3rd and 14. Not a position you want to be in if you're the Diamonds. And that's going to be a little dribbler of a snap, but that ball incomplete, but that was about as obvious of a pass interference penalty as you'll get. Too much grabbing and turn the jersey, and that's going to be a big-time first down for this Arkansas Diamonds team. Dilworth was crossing the field there. He was doing damage to this defense. And as said there, Branham gave him an automatic first down. That's not what you want to do, especially when this Eau Claire Axeman defense has been doing so well to start off the second half. 6:04 to go in this third quarter. Up 30-26. You cannot allow this team to claw back into it. They have an offense that can absolutely light you up, and you saw it in the second quarter. I mean, it was trading blows back and forth and back and forth. Arkansas here, they got Hobbs in the backfield there. He's a big body up front. He can block and he can catch as well, too. He's a dangerous player to have out there on the field. Ambrose, empty backfield. They send Zico in motion. Scanning the field. He's got pressure. Ambrose trying to escape. He does. He's got plenty of field. And there's a flag at the play. But he looks like to have a touchdown. No. They'll call him short. They'll call him short by a yard. However, there is a flag. Big time run by Ambrose, just finding all kinds of space up there, and he's done that all game long. That was my number one key to this half. Just a poor penalty to have if you're this Arkansas Diamonds team. I mean, that set them up completely at the 10-yard line, if not closer. Ambrose had a chance there. He was moving, he was grooving, but timeout now on the field here. Your Eau Claire Axeman still lead 30-26. That penalty, though, sets up Arkansas in a really bad position. They had a great run there, but just cannot be having those penalties that set you back almost 10-plus yards from where you already were. So now the Axemen have been benefiting from some of these penalties. I mean, we started off this game. There's Carter there. He's been playing some massive offense. We talked about this earlier, but these penalties have been killing the Arkansas Diamonds all game long. And if they're going to at all get back into this game, only down 4 points, but if they're going to get back into this game, they're going to need to clean this up. And I believe that's what they're talking about right now. Coach up there for the Arkansas Diamonds talking to the refs as well. Just trying to cool down his team and make sure that everything is waiting on the call from Tyler Downs. Still talking it over, trying to make sure they have the right call in. Challenge unsuccessful, and it is upheld, so this is still going to be a penalty on the Arkansas Diamonds. And it's going to back them up way further than they expected. Now almost first and 30 at this point. It's first and 10, but it sets them way back from where they were. I mean, they had it close to the goal line. on that big Ambrose run, and a lane violation again sets them back. Ambrose is shifty, but he needs to really watch those hash marks, because if you're beating that lane violation, you're not going to be able to get out, and it's going to mess with your confidence a bit, especially with a guy who uses his leg as much as Ambrose. Ambrose takes the snap, shotgun, looking, he's got pressure again, this man hits him, but they couldn't bring him down. Finally goes down, but after a big 10-yard run. Wow, what a big move by Ambrose. Man had him for a second, but a great job by Ambrose, and he's done that all game just to keep pushing forward. So what was a 1st and 20 suddenly becomes a 2nd and 10 now, almost back to where they were. Excellent move by Ambrose, and a great job there at the end to get that tackle. Ambrose, handoff again. Evans Jr., he's got nowhere to go. He went backwards. Excellent job there by Magby. Evans Jr. couldn't really find any space out there. They've been trying to set him up throughout this game. It's been a little bit quiet for him, but just nothing going. That blocking hasn't been there. Zico needs to really hold that block, but the Axeman just right there on the money to close down and contain him again. So now 3rd and 13. Important down here for the Axeman. Only a 2-man rush. Man, great job to get his hands up in the face, and just like that, it's going to be an incompletion that went sailing right in between a few defenders, and Zico in the area as well, too. It's going to be 4th down and 13 here with 4:06 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Axeman still up 30-26 on the Arkansas Diamonds. Diamonds now going to give the ball back to the Axeman, and it's been a successful defensive possession for your Eau Claire Axeman. So now, Axeman take back over possession on offense, and those pressures up the middle on Ambrose just made him feel so uncomfortable. You could see it in the backfield there. Mann was back there. Lowe was back there. Everyone you could have thought of got some kind of way in the backfield and got their face into Ambrose's face, and that's what you need to do. Hobbs trying to talk up his team on the sideline as well, too. Axeman set up here. Chance to potentially take a 2-score lead, if not just add on to their score. Calls given. Gaillard looking around. Empty shotgun. Mishandled the ball, throws it. Could not get Richie Murphy there, a little too high for him. Sails just a little bit off his fingertips, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. 2nd down. They've been able to find some ways with that passing in this game, especially with Gaillard. More than the run game. Fowler's been very prominent in the run game, but just not much coming from this squad in terms of that. But the pass game has been their bread and butter so far. So here goes Gaillard again. Another whale downfield. He's got a man. Couldn't get him. He saw Marcelino Butler Jr. down there and could not find him. Had him for a second, but that was some tight coverage. Excellent job there by the Diamonds secondary. Palmer on that one. He's been given some great coverage on the field on that far right side. He's gotten most of the strongest coverage matchups on the game. I would say Marcelino Butler Jr. is one of the hardest players to guard out there. We got Gaillard in the backfield. Empty shotgun, looking. Gets that one. That's going to be Butler Jr. Close, if not enough for a 1st down, and I think they're going to give it to him. That's a 1st down. What a throw by Gaillard to Marcelino Butler Jr. And that connection's been all over this game. That is his #1 guy out there on the field. Another first down here for your Axeman as Gaylord, he's been scrambling around the field. That time he had enough time to set up and he saw his first read, and Butler Jr. got that ball first down. Solid catch, and now 1:37 to go. That was a bit of a bad handoff there with a flag in the backfield, and the ball came out for a second. Might need another flag if people are talking a ton down there. So that's going to set back the Axeman 2, 5-yard penalty, and that's not what you wanted after a solid first down gain. They gave it to Fowler, but he ran completely into his blocker, Skarmas, and that was just a great job by the defensive pressure there to push forward and knock into him. Could not find a way there. Axeman still up 30-26, but 1st and 20 now. 2nd and 20, I should say. No, they are going to change it to 1st down and 20. Changed it back to 1st and 20. So now, Gaylord throws it. What a catch! What a catch! That's Richie Murphy again! Johnny on the spot, got it again! And that's Richie Murphy, big time play, one-handed. Or what appeared to be one-handed. What a snag by Richie Murphy. Massive play there from Gaylord to Richie Murphy, and I mean, caught him right in stride, and your Axemen are moving. First down here at the 14-yard line of the Arkansas Diamonds. Handoff there. That's going to be Butler Jr. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, if not a little bit more, but not much else. Solid play design, just couldn't get it, but just could not get the execution down properly. That defense of the Diamonds snuffed that out almost immediately. So here go the Axemen again. Now 2nd down and 10. 11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Gaylord drops the ball, has to find someone or throw it. Couldn't, and he goes down to the 20. Just a bad snap, bad handle, and just couldn't find someone. Got caught up in whether he wanted to throw it or run it, and that indecision leads to the sack that will wrap up this 3rd quarter. Axemen up 30-26 here at your Sonentag Event Center. Welcome back to the Sonatech Event Center here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where your Eau Claire Axemen are up 30-26, heading into the fourth quarter. I'm Daniel Zons, welcoming you back as we are having a little bit of fun bowling. Had almost a strike earlier and almost a strike again here, but unfortunately only 3 pins left up for the young man down there on the field. As for your Axemen, it was a rough sled in the second quarter. Saw them go down 26-18, but have come back and are now back up 30-26 after some strong, solid showing in the third quarter that really just shut down the Arkansas Diamonds offense and could not get them any kind of momentum back on the field, and the Axemen took advantage fully after they were down 26-24 at halftime. Came back into this one, now 30-26 with a Gaylord run. Just a solid showing from the offense as well as the defense, and especially the defense in this second half. They have absolutely shut them down as the fans look on in excitement. Excited crowd here tonight. Love hearing the fans just cheer on their Eau Claire Axemen team, especially with a chance to win their first game of the season here at home. Setting up here, Gaylord still up in the backfield with Fowler. Fowler's been a little bit quiet here in the third quarter, hasn't really gotten as many touches, but Gaylord takes the snap. Throws that one, he's got a man, can't get him too high. Incomplete. It looked like he had Butler Jr. again on that one, but just too high for him, and on a third down and long, it's gonna suddenly make it fourth down. So now, Axemen trying to find their way. Aren't gonna give it back to the Diamonds. They're on the right side of the field if they were gonna go for it, and they are. Here at the 20-yard line, fourth down and 16. They need to find a way to be able to get past that 5-yard line. Fourth down. Gaylord steps up. He's got room. Tosses it. He's got Fowler. Can Fowler get there, though? He might be short. He will be short. Great effort there by Fowler, but just not enough to get him to that first down line. He was very, very close, though. Gaylord had to move around, found Fowler right there, and just Fowler took care of the rest. Just an excellent tackle, though, by Zico. Or excuse me, Dorsey on that play. So now, Ambrose and the Diamonds trying to get back into this game with 14:04 left in the fourth quarter, down 4 points to the Eau Claire Axemen. Tyler Downs gives the signal. Takes a snap. Ambrose dodged a few defenders, couldn't get out of that one though. He got stonewalled at the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. Broke free for a second, but they've been keeping a spy out there and not allowing him to really rush around in the middle of the field. And that's what really has been the major adjustment for this team. You just can't allow him to scramble up that middle of the field. He'll take it every time. Ambrose looking, tosses it almost too high, still got him though. Carter, great catch. Close to the 15. A little bit past it, maybe the 16. Gonna bring up third down now. Very short. 13-13 to go here in the fourth quarter. Some jawing back and forth between the offense and the defense as well, too. This has been a bit of a chippy game. The heat from outside's carried into the building. So now Ambrose, shotgun. Waiting to send a man in motion. That's going to be Dilworth, but Ambrose is going to take it himself. He's going to get wrapped up. I don't think he got there. Again, the Axeman said, no, 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 not in our house, Ambrose. It's going to bring up now a fourth down. Fourth down and minimum. Still 12:30 to go don't have to go for it here if they don't want to. However, the way that this Axeman offense was moving, they may feel the pressure to need to go. So now, Ambrose sends Dilworth in motion, gets that out, quick pass, that's a first down, gets away for a second. Nice job by Zico to just get a great step inside and make sure he had the first down and then turn up for a little bit. He's a bit of a diamond in the rough here for the Diamonds, but he makes some massive plays for this team. And he does it again right there. They needed that first down desperately. Couldn't get him on the first wrap-up, got him again on the push out of bounds. Ambrose sends Dilworth in motion, and that was a massive hit. Wow. I mean, talking helmet to helmet right there. Carter just in his face, Hobbs cheering him on, but Magby gets up and's like, I shook that off. I've had worse hits. That's the chippiness we were talking about. And Carter just right up in his face. Magby not backing down, no helmet on. He said, I'm still here. And that's going to be a false start too. So not only did Magby survive that hit, but a false start's going to set back this Arkansas Diamonds, and after picking up the fourth down, that just sends them back one. Second down now. At least for now. I don't know if they're going to change it back. It stays second. Nope. Changes back to first down now. Ambrose looking, clean pocket, has a wide pass. Can't get his man there. Got tangled up in the legs. Arkansas Diamonds fans wants a flag there, but it looked like just a tangle in the weeds there. It's going to be a second down now and 15 for the Arkansas Diamonds. I mean, that was a beautiful pocket there from Ambrose. That was probably the cleanest pocket he's had all night. Set that one up and threw a dime of a pass, but just could not get that connection there. Again with Dilworth. Dilworth and him have been almost on it all night, but this second half, Dilworth hasn't really gotten the ball nearly as much as you'd think he would have, especially after having such a big first half. So now, Ambrose, shotgun, has a blocker, throws it, he's got Hobbs. Only gets so far though, that's not a first down, I don't think. I believe it's still third down here. So it's going to be third down and sets up for a great potential fourth down conversion as well if they need to go for it. They've gone for it once. They might go for it again if they don't pick this one up here. Third down, 10:07 to go here. Ambrose in the backfield with the Diamonds. Takes the snap, shotgun, flag, throws it. That could be a pass interference too, and it will, but there's a flag already on the ground near the line of scrimmage too, so we'll see how they sort this one out. Just too much grabbing there on the play for the secondary. And Ambrose, he's been having some better balls thrown that way. Just, again, inaccuracy. Just needs to really find his man there. Was trying to target Zico on that one as well. He's been getting a primary line share of the targets in the second half, especially here in the fourth quarter. 9:57.
Both on the defense. Offside, 48, defense. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 8, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And so they'll accept that second penalty. That's going to set them up. That's another first down there for the Arkansas Diamonds. Not what you needed if you're the Axemen. Double penalties, both on the defense. Now sets them up inside the 19-yard line of the Axemen. Defense making sure that they're on top of it. Ambrose has Carter in front of him. Shotgun. Looks to step up, tries to get that away to Hobbs. Hobbs is a big guy, but could not bring that one down there. Just too high for him. Ambrose didn't have that much pressure there. However, it looked like he wanted to step up, but decided at the last second to pull back and try and find someone, and that indecision is what is going to get you potentially sacked in this game. He's been sacked a few times tonight, at least over 5. Ambrose, shotgun, drops the ball. That's going to be Axeman ball. And it is. Axeman take over at the 24. Ambrose just pump faked it and dropped it. And there goes the defense. What a great job. What a turnover. With 9:11 here left in the fourth quarter, that is perfect setup for this offense. And the Axeman recovered a fumble by Ambrose. He just dropped the ball. He tried to pump fake it, and an excellent job there by Dorr to just wall off Ambrose while trying to grab that fumble. I mean, he must have had some of the popcorn here. Hands are a little buttery. But now the Axemen take over an excellent field position here at the 24 and have a chance now to go up double digits. Let's see how they return. Gillard, backfield, low snap, handoff, Fowler, can't get much there. He's still moving forward, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, and they'll give it to him. Stopped right, almost at the 23-yard line there. They're going to give him maybe an inch. Better than nothing. Second down here, 8:42 to go in the fourth quarter. 30-26, Axeman here at home. Setting up is Gaylord. Shotgun snap. He's got a blocker. Gets his big man into it. That's a solid gain from the big guy. That's Derek Marlowe, who had a solid fumble recovery earlier that saved them from a turnover and gets that massive first big catch of his game tonight. You love to see a big man getting into it, getting his catches, especially as an offensive lineman. So here go the Axemen now, third down and short, 3rd and 3. Deep shotgun snap. Gaylord fakes the step in, had his man for a second, but there is a flag on the play, and I think that's a pass interference. And they're going to call it a pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense number 12.
Massive first down. What was just a 3rd and short, potentially onto a 4th and short, now becomes a first down, and the Axemen are marching once more. They're going to get this about close to the 12-yard line there, so a massive pickup for them, and they're going to get set up inside of where they initially had that first down. That was just a great job. Great job by the referees there to see that. I mean, that is a hard thing to see. There's just so many bodies in the way. You got to give credit where credit's due. So now the Axemen setting back up. Backfield, Gaylord. Shotgun. Takes the snap. Back to throw. He's got pressure. He's going to get brought down if he doesn't throw it, and he doesn't. That's going to back them up close to the 10. From where they initially sat up. So now a sack puts them back at the 10-yard line. Second down here, 7:15 to go in the fourth quarter. And he had a chance to either throw that away, but as soon as that wrap happened, it just was over for him. So now, Gillard, backfield. One man in front. Low ball, but he's going to run forward. Solid gain, not that much, but still a big pickup, maybe 5 yards on that play. And that's going to set up a 3rd down and manageable, but you're going to need that touchdown. However, this is now 4 down territory with 6:40 to go here, so you have 2 shots at this potentially. Axeman trying all kinds of different maneuvers to try and get their team down the field. Gillard got the snap, looking, he's got space, but he's gonna find a man, and he just couldn't haul it in. Richie Murphy had a massive gain earlier, had another big catch before, and just could not haul that one in, just right off the hands. It's gonna be an incompletion. It's gonna set up 4th and goal now. A very important 4th and goal here with less than 6 minutes to go. This could potentially put you up 2 scores in a game where we've seen some real massive fireworks on offense. Not so much since the second half, though. That second quarter was all Arkansas Diamonds, but now Axeman trying to take a 2-score lead with Gillard in the backfield. Throws that shotgun. No flags on the play. Richie Murphy wanted one, but it's going to be an incompletion, turnover on downs. And just great coverage there by the Arkansas Diamonds secondary. Again, they have been all over, making sure that these Axeman wide receivers are not getting free looks at the ball. And I mean, that's what kept them in this. I mean, Axeman have had chances to go down the field, and they've been pushing and marching down the field. But the Diamonds have been able to contain and cover those wide receivers when the short yardage situations have been happening. Credit to them. Ambrose now talking to his offense, looking around the field, seeing what he's going up against here versus the defense. Ambrose sends a man in motion. There goes Zico. Gets it to Dilworth though. Big gain, he's still going. Didn't go down after the first contact, however, there is another flag on the field. Around the line of scrimmage. We'll see where this one is directed to. And that's going to be an offsides there on the Arkansas Diamonds. They're arguing against it, but it looked like a clear offsides there. 3-yard line now for the Arkansas Diamonds, still 1st down. Which wiped away an almost 10-yard gain there from the Diamonds. So now Ambrose, he's in his own end zone. He's going to throw that one deep, and that's going to be caught! What? Dilworth caught that. I mean, he was getting face guarded there. He had Cinquay Grant all over him. Or Isaiah Kelly, I should say. But it didn't matter because he still came up with that catch. Very, very costly penalty there. 2 defensive penalties, and it's going to set up the Arkansas Diamonds in striking distance. So what was at their own 5-yard line has now completely flipped the field, and that's why that last touchdown, or that's why that last possession and drive by the Axemen was so important. Because now look at it, it's at the 2-yard line for the Diamonds. And Ambrose, only a few yards needed here for a touchdown to take the lead. And big play run, and that's going to be a stuff. Carter could not get it. He came in like a freight train from the backfield, but could not get that going. Stuffed up at almost the line of scrimmage. So it's going to go back to being 2nd down and goal. I like the play design, but great job by the Axemen. They're going to try going to the air this time. They got him. Touchdown, Arkansas Diamonds. 4:40 to go here. And that's going to give them a big-time lead. Now 32-30 over the Axemen. Massive catch, toss and catch by Ambrose to Dilworth, and that sets up the Arkansas Diamonds perfectly here. I mean, throw it in a window, Ambrose, that is a dot. So now, the Arkansas Diamonds trying to set up their extra point effort here to try and take an even bigger lead. Still only a 2-point lead right now. Pressure coming. Ambrose has to escape. He's not going to. He's going to throw it away. So it will stay 32-30. No flags down on the field right now. Incomplete. Axeman, costly penalty that set them all the way back. Almost flipped the field. Even though Dilworth came up with that catch, they still had 2 penalties after the fact as well. 4:28 to go here in the fourth quarter. Arkansas up 32, Axeman 30. And your Axemen are going to need some major offensive push here if they're going to get back into this game. The defense was there, but just 2 costly of penalties. Penalties has been the biggest factor of this game. You cannot let them get to you like that. So now the Axemen setting back to return this. We have Butler, who had a return for a touchdown earlier. Let's see what he can do here with Zico throwing to him. As we have a stoppage in game right now. And the refs call it good. Now Zico, time to throw. Returnable there by Butler. He's got space! He's got movement! Down to the 23. I mean, talk about speed. Excellent move there by Butler on the return. That's going to set them up in good field position there, close to the midfield line, the 25. Big time tackle to stop what could have been an even bigger gain there for Butler. He's been an electric returner so far this game. Fowler sitting in the backfield. Shotgun. Snap to Gaylord. That's going to be caught, Butler! What a catch! Massive first down, Butler! Junior touchdown, or first down. Sets him up at the 1, maybe 2-yard line. What a catch! I mean, that couldn't have been a more perfectly placed ball. And put it right in the breadbasket of Butler. Going fast here. Gaylord gives it to Fowler, and Fowler gets stuffed up. He may have lost some yardage there. 20 steps forward, 1 step back here now as we bring up second down and a loss of a couple. 3:17. A little bit more time added to the clock now, 3:20. Axeman. Trying to set this up, trying to take back the lead here at their own 5-yard line. Gillard looking, scanning, got him in the back, could not find him. Had Butler there for a second, could not corral it, went off his fingertips, and that's going to be an incompletion. 3rd and goal, 2:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. And some solid, close defense here by Arkansas. I mean, that is clutch. Now Gillard in the backfield. He's got empty. Looking to throw. Fires it. Had a man for a second. Too far. Tried Butler Jr. again. Couldn't get to him. So a similar situation we saw quite literally in the last drive. It's now 4th down and goal to go at the own 5-yard line of the Arkansas Diamonds. And now with the 2-minute warning, the Axeman down 30-32, striking distance. 4th down and 5. This is what you pay to see. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to beautiful Eau Claire, Wisconsin, here at the Sonintag Center. Your Eau Claire Axeman down 30-32 in striking distance on a 4th down and 5. Just got done with the 2-minute warning here. Gaillard, snap, flag down. He's going to get almost sacked. He's still alive. He's looking. He's firing. He's got a man. He got stuffed up. He's still going. Big man not going down. However, that slowed him down. Derek Marlowe with the catch, but a flag to start off the play. And this is going to be against the Axeman. A near almost miraculous play to his offensive lineman, Derek Marlowe. Gaillard somehow broke free of not 1 sack, not just 2 sacks, and almost had Marlowe for a touchdown, but just too shy of that score. It's almost to the 4. So close, but it's going to be a turnover on downs here with 1:45 to go in the 4th quarter, and that was big time from the Arkansas Diamonds, and that was almost a copy and paste of what happened in the last drive too. Just those short yardage situations, the Diamonds were phenomenal on defense and closing down those gaps. Just testament to the defensive coordinator for Arkansas as well as the coaching. But some massive plays made by some players on the outsiders. The secondary for the Diamonds have been excellent so far this game, and now the Axemen, can they get another stop here? They've been able to get them before. Let's see what they can do now. Ambrose at his own end zone, at the 3-yard line. Snap, there's a flag. That might be a false start again on the Diamonds. So it is. On 65, backs them back up an extra yard. Now down inside the 2, maybe 1.5. Either way, not the spot you want to be in if you're trying to get rid of, if you're trying to get through this Axeman defense. Ambrose, empty. Shotgun, takes the snap. Looking, quick fire, got his man. That's going to be out of bounds though, stops the clock. Second down and short, or second down and long, short gain there from Evans Jr., who's been quiet this entire second half. Finally got himself a play there, but not for very much. 1:40 to go now. You still have plenty of time if you're the Axemen. They still have 3 of their timeouts left compared to the Diamonds' 2 timeouts left. You're still set up in a good position. You just need to get some stops here on the defensive end, and that sets you up well. Ambrose looking, firing. He's got a man wide open. That's Zico, and he's still going. Out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock, but that's a big gain, and still only 10 seconds come off the clock because of that, but massive, massive throw by Ambrose to Zico. Sets him up past the 25 into Eau Claire Axeman territory at the 24. Ambrose taking his time. They don't need to go fast here. Just need to make sure they don't turn it over. Ambrose, backfield. Sets it, hands it off. That's going to be an absolute logjam up front. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think so, though. 1:24 to go, and that's going to be a timeout. The first for the Axemen. Second down and 10 now. They're going to say he got back to the line. That was Carter. He's been big in this game. Absolutely. If it hasn't been Ambrose running the ball, it's been Carter getting some runs up the middle. And he is a hard guy to tackle. But not only that, he is a great blocker too. So whenever they have those passing opportunities, they usually have him back there. And unfortunately, we're going to see an Arkansas Diamond walk off the field. That's Dilworth, hoping he's okay. He's had a great game so far. Exceptional in the second quarter as well as the third quarter. Not so much in the not as much as in the fourth quarter, except for that last play where he picked up a massive first down. Now on 2nd and 11. 1:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. Ambrose sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff, side arms that one to Evans Jr., and he's going to get him inbounds, and so that's going to run the clock. Timeout taken again by the Axemen. 1:18 to go in the fourth quarter here. Minimal game there by Evans Jr. just gets them inbounds. They're not looking to necessarily score right now. They're looking to burn as much clock as possible. However, if you're the Diamonds, I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't just go too conservative here, because that is going to be how the Axemen get you. And I can tell that seems what the coach is talking about right now. They're going to try and set something up to get this first down, or at least get close to it. With only 1:18 to go, Axemen only have 1 timeout remaining. If they can pick up this first down, it will end the game for the Axemen. However, this Axemen defense has been absolutely eccentric all night, electric, absolutely exciting to watch. Flying to the football, getting sacks. But this is when they need it now. Ambrose, backfield, he's got pressure. Incomplete, third down, no flags. Zico's looking around for one, but nothing called. Looked like he just tripped a little bit. Maybe got tangled up with Magby. Magby in coverage too. He tried to get that interception, but that went sailing. So now on 4th down, you can either go for it here and run out as much time as you can, or you give it back to the Axemen at their own 15, and they have to try and run this whole thing. And I believe that's going to be a timeout for the Diamonds. Axemen. Final timeout for the Axemen with only 1:12 to go here on the clock. Oh no, it is the Arkansas Diamonds. So they take their second one now, only one remaining for both teams. 32-30 Arkansas Diamonds, 1:12 to go here in the fourth quarter. The nerves are, people are feeling it here in the building. It's electric. As the Axemen talk over what could potentially be maybe running down the clock. Either that or getting that first down, and they're going to need that first down potentially. Fourth down here, they're going to need it if they're going to continue this game on offense for the Arkansas Diamonds. But if you're the Axemen, I would just watch out for anything that could get behind the defense. Like Dilworth back there, who was able to check back into the game. He's running forward. He's got the lane there. Fakes it. Pressure! Got him again! The ball came out! Hobbs recovered, but it's over for that, and it's a turnover on downs. Great job there. A mixture of players. Magby got in. Dorr got in. And they just stonewalled Ambrose. He wanted to get something down the field. He saw someone open, but almost a bad turnover, too. I mean, the ball came out there here at the end. Thankfully, Hobbs was right there to catch it. But here the Axemen go. 1:05 to go. One timeout remaining. Down 2 points. Inside of the Diamonds' territory. First down. Gillard in the backfield. Shotgun. Empty. No one's back with him. One blocker. He's going to look to throw this. He had a man for a second, but couldn't find Marlowe there. Would have got him to the 15, but incomplete there on the play, on the pass to Marlowe. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 here. 58 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Axeman ball inside of the 25, close to the 23-yard line. Empty backfield again. Shotgun snap. Looks to throw. He's got pressure in his face again. He's got plenty of time. Has a man. Oh, just a bit over the top. Would have really liked to see him run there. He had plenty of open field. He was still inside, in between the hash marks. Couldn't get his man, though. That's going to be an incompletion to Richie Murphy. So now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. And at this point, the yard markers aren't really the issue. It's getting back to the inside the 5 that's going to be the issue for them. The Arkansas Diamonds have really clamped up on defense since Axeman came back into it in the fourth quarter. So now, Gillard dances around, looking around, tries to find someone. Got a man. That's his back. He's got some room. Not much, though. It closed up really quickly on him, and with 40 seconds, that's going to be another timeout for the Axemen. Only a minimal gain. It's going to be 4th down and potentially 8 here. I don't even think he got a yard. That may have been... They're going to give him a couple more yards on this one. It's going to maybe be 4th down and 7. Either way, this is not an ideal spot to be if you're the Axemen. You're in striking distance. You're in their territory, but you're not really close enough to be running the ball or really finding any way to get any trick screens off or anything. It really closes the playbook a little bit. You only have a few options here, but let's see what the Axeman offensive coordinator can draw up for his team here with only 40 seconds to go in this fourth quarter in what's been a spectacular first home game of the Axemen's season. Arkansas up 32-30 here in this fourth quarter. 4th down and 8. Gillard. Shotgun. He's got a back in the backfield with him. Splits out right. Looks to pass. Fires it. Incomplete. Nearly right into the hands. Wow. Nearly right into the hands of Tyler Hunt, who's been also around the field as well, too. And that's going to wrap up this one for the Axemen. I mean, he had a man there, but just did not see Tyler Hunt right there, right in front of him. Just needed to get that just a little bit over the top. Just could not find him on this pass and just gets batted down. The window was there, but he couldn't find Butler, the man he's gotten to almost all game long, and just a great job by Tyler Hunt to get his mid out and knock that thing down. So Axeman, 30 seconds to go. All the Arkansas Diamonds really need to do is just take their final snap and knee this thing down. And just like that, victory formation, 34 seconds and counting in this fourth quarter. They're going to wrap this thing up in what's been a very high intensity matchup between these two teams. While there's been a lot of chippiness, a lot of talking between the two teams, there's definitely a lot of respect out there between the guys. Just chattering, happy to be there. And just like that, Arkansas takes their final snap as Carter takes a backflip as well. And just like that, the Arkansas Diamonds get their first win of the season, and the Axemen fall to 0-2. Very close game. 32-30, Arkansas Diamonds. I mean, Axemen had it. They were inside the 5-yard line a couple of different times here in the fourth quarter. They were really close to taking this one away and stealing a win after they went down 26-18. But just the sheer willpower of Ambrose and this offense to keep pushing along, even though their offense couldn't find anything, is remarkable. But the Axemen's defense really showed up to play here at the end. And with that, 32-30, Arkansas Diamonds beat your Axemen. We'll wrap it up after this. Welcome back to the Sontag Event Center here. Eau Claire Axemen fall to the Arkansas Diamonds, 32-30. Just a game that we saw. The Axemen had a great start to this game. Really high intensity defense to start off the start of the first quarter, including some miscues here. by the Arkansas Diamonds, but Carter was a big name for this team tonight. Blocking, running. But the offense by the Axemen, it started strong in the first quarter. They were able to get Gaylord to find his spots, find his men downfield, got his great touchdown to Butler Jr., who was really his number one target all night long. But over time, just the sheer amount of points put up by the Arkansas Diamonds just couldn't put down the Axemen. And the Axemen, even though Richie Murphy, great catch there, he had a few drops this game, but he really made up for it with that one. And Fowler, the number one back for this Eau Claire Axemen team tonight, he's been all over the field running. But unfortunately, just not enough power on the offense to really stop it, as Ambrose has been all over. He was scrambling, finding his way, finding his people inside. Carter with a great catch there, just his insane agility. But on top of that, the defense by the Arkansas Diamonds really showed up here towards the end. And that intensity that you saw there with Carter and Magby, I mean, it was all night long with those two. Axemen could not find their way back into this. Ambrose, though, he really showed up after having a few drops like that one, turning over the ball in a few ways that you wouldn't really think he should be turning it over. He found his way to settle down and was able to find his way into the backfield as well, find his people And pressure, but Ambrose has a wide open lane. Down to the 15. He's going to get to the 10 before going all the way out of bounds. They sent the all-out. The 15. Communicating with the offense, takes the snap, shotgun, looking, firing, got his man. That's Dilworth. Touchdown. He had that massive catch on the one side. Now he got it on the other corner. And I mean, that was just too easy for him. He's Ambrose dodges one, throwing to the back. Did he get him? Wow! What a jump ball! Sends Dilworth in motion now. Steps up, looking, has some space. He's at the 10, 5, touchdown, Arkansas Diamonds. And I mean, he is so quick to that sideline. Ambrose barely escapes. He's going to look around. He's going to try and push shot that, and did he get that? He did. Wow. And a flip to celebrate for Castor, and that's going to be some flags on the play as well, too. Wow. What a play by Ambrose to push shot that in. Fires that. Has Hobbs, but could not find him too high, and that's going to... So now, after that incompletion, Gaylord in the backfield. A little bit of pressure. He steps up. He breaks free from the sack. He's going to run off with that thing. Flag down on the field, but he's got some big-time gains. No touchdown, but close to a... Gives Fowler a tap, lets him know, gives him the ball. Fowler, good move, touchdown, Axeman. Touchdown. Great cut by Fowler. It looked like he got caught in the backfield, but that's why you churn. Of him. Sends a man in motion. That's Zico. Ambrose looking around. Ambrose has wide open room. He's past the 25 to the 20. Big first down, and wow, that... Sends another man in motion. He's gonna get ripped down. Big play move. Once again, Timber Axeman. Sends another man in motion. He's gonna get ripped down. Big play move. Once again, Timber Axeman. Solid pass. Got it to Zico, and the ball came out for a second. Held on, though. Caster to his right. He's going to go for it again. He's going to get stuffed. Did that extra push get him there? Did it get him there? No, it did not. Gaylord scanning, takes the snap, he's got pressure, he's gonna try and escape, but he doesn't. Wrapped up and taken down in the backfield, and just like that, it's another turn. Do that. So near Axeman. Gaylord, another deep ball. Can't get it. Incompletion, but there's a flag. There's a flag down on the field. And Gaylord scrambles. He's got room. He's got a touchdown. Big man's in town. Touchdown, Gaylord. Touchdown, Axeman. Backfield. They send Zico in motion. Scanning the field. He's got pressure. Ambrose trying to escape. He does. He's got plenty of field. And there's a flag at the play. But he looks like to have a touchdown. No. Got Gaylord in the backfield. Empty shotgun. Looking. Gets that one. That's going to be Butler Jr. Close, if not enough for a first down, and I think they're going to give it to him. That's a first down. What a throw. And 20. So now, Gaylord throws it. What a catch! What a catch! That's Richie Murphy again! Johnny on the spot, got it again! And that's Richie Murphy, big time play, one-handed. Gaylord drops the ball, has to find someone or throw it. Couldn't, and he goes down to the 20. Just a bad snap. Snap. Throws that one. He's got a man, can't get him too high. Incomplete. It looked like he had. That's going to be Dilworth, but Ambrose is going to take it himself. He's going to get wrapped up. I don't think he got there. Again, the Ambrose sends Dilworth in motion, and that was a massive hit. Wow. I mean, talking helmet to helmet right there. Carter just in his face, Hobbs cheering him on, but Magby gets up and's like, Ambrose, shotgun, drops the ball. That's going to be Axeman ball. And takes the snap. Back to throw. He's got pressure. He's going to get brought down if he doesn't throw it, and he doesn't. He's in his own end zone. He's going to throw that one deep, and that's going to be caught! One! Dilworth caught that! I mean, he was getting... Returnable there by Butler. He's got space! He's got movement! Down to the 23. He's got the lane there. Fakes it. Pressure! Got him again! The ball came out! Hobbs recovered, but it's over for that, and it's a turnover. Looks to pass. Fires it. Incomplete! Nearly right into the hands. Last week, he's setting up. Sets his man in motion. High snap, looking, throwing. Oh, just behind his guy. And ooh, a little back and forth, and that's another flag on the Arkansas Diamonds. Was that Richie Murphy getting in his face? No. Ambrose snaps it, looking. Oh, he's gonna get dropped! He's gonna get dropped! Timber! Axeman! Sets up, sets another man in motion. Looking, firing. Oh, what a play on the ball there by number 13. Looking, scrambling, throws it, heaves it. He's got a man. He's going. That's Magsby again. That's a pick. No one's saying otherwise right now.